Oh shit. The first thing that popped up. Don't buy Among Trees. Among Trees is releasing on Steam, but you shouldn't buy it. Great survival game gone wrong.
It's a game we could keep working on forever.
Okay, so this is on a topic of like updates and stuff, right? What I don't understand is back in my day, game was finished. Like it was already made, done. You know, like there's no alpha or beta release or anything like that. Like the game was finished before you bought it, and once you buy it, that is the product that you're getting. It's just, see, this whole thing about alpha access, why not just wait until the game is done? Is sometimes I wonder. Like with people that are buying the game and complaining later on about how there's not enough updates and whatnot, why buy the game if it's not done? How am I burning myself? What? It's perfect as is. I have my game on Zen mode, so I don't care about updates. I like it being chill. Yeah, like if you're willing to pay money to experience what the developers are already providing to you, you know, like as much as they got done, right? Because the game is not finished. So I thought that was already like an established thing. You're just buying a game that is not complete. So whose fault is it? Like, what's the point of reviewing a game that is not done? Is sometimes I wonder. Ah, okay. Monsoon is getting a delay or something. Yeah, I am burning myself. Yes. Yeah. That's what I don't get sometimes with people complaining about, you know, the lack of updates and all that. So why did it's not an investment or anything, you know? You're buying an entertainment, aren't you? It's good to be supportive of, you know, developers that does good job, I guess. If you're into that kind of thing, you know, supporting developers. You don't have to. And you don't have to like buy an unfinished game and complain about it. That's what I don't understand.
But we'll be moving on to new exciting projects from now. And it's such a shame. The game visually is stunning, and while it may still be doing similar things we've seen in loads of other survival games, I don't think too many have been this kind of chill. It's relaxing survival.
One more thing. So you bought the game on early access and it disappointed you, right? The game didn't receive enough updates, whatnot, you know, it wasn't, you know, up to your standard, and it disappointed you. I still don't understand the reason for complaint. I guess if it's like criticism, I get it. But, you know, if you didn't like the game, then just ask for a refund or something, no? Just leave? Maybe this is an aspect that I don't understand yet. I just don't understand the expression of disappointment, I guess.
You do have moments where you'll encounter the bear, and the bear can kill
you. It looks pretty,
but it's not the worst. Now that update was in May this year.
Okay.
Since that time on social media, on Twitter and stuff, they haven't made a single actual proper tweet giving any update focus. They've done a few replies to people on comments, but nothing actually someone will be able to see at a straight.
So why do you buy the game? I still don't get it. I don't know. Like this is almost like, you know, buying a second-hand car and complaining about how it didn't last a while. This is what it feels like to me. I don't get it. Hi Oniki. Hi. Yeah, Oniki, we're currently checking out this guy's review on Among Trees because Ori has been playing it and loving it. And yeah, I just wanted to check out what it was about. Then the first video that popped up is this guy saying, don't buy it.
First glance. He didn't post no information at all until literally October when they released a small update here. It's a really poor example of how to develop your game. We're not in the cowboy days of...
Chill. My goodness. Oniki, I need your insight. If you're like a... not a hardcore gamer, but if you're in the loop of people who pays for like early access games, what are the expectations? That's something that I don't really understand yet. Like the expectation from a person who pays for early development games. Like, what kind of intention do they have when they pay for it and play it, and you know, like that sort of thing? Because my understanding was you're getting product early, meaning of course it's not going to come with the full thing, and that shouldn't be a surprise. And I don't know, the way he said, you know, it's more of a bug fix than an update. That's still an update, isn't it? So it doesn't count? What don't I understand? I don't get it. Oh, sorry, what you were saying? There's no update because they're working on it and he still ain't happy? Right? Early access, you always expect beta. Yeah. It's not a finished game. I mean, it's fair to complain about a game that is already done. I think you can let the developers know of the feelings that you have towards the game at its current state, but you don't have to be... Is it necessary to be critical? Because it's not a complete game yet, right? They're still working on it. And they didn't really give a... Maybe they did. Maybe they did give a set time or something. I don't know. Like, set time for, like, when the game will be done, updates, etc. But let's say, you know, you're commissioning an artist, right? And this artist says, if you want me to make an oil painting of you, then I might need like 4 weeks or something to complete it. And then you get back to them after 2 weeks, you know, ask how it's going. And then you know, if the artist is going to be like, I need another 2 weeks, I guess it's a fair reason to get mad, right? So if the promise was made for the game to be finished on this specific day, I don't see the reason why you would be so mad about it. Maybe I completely missed the area where he was talking about it. I don't know. I was eating something. Right, so Oniki is saying, depends on the person. If they know the studio, they're gonna have reasonable expectation. Only thing I can see is the studio being shady or hiding information such as we're lazy and can't program this game quite yet. Basically, Yandere Dev. Yeah. That thing was ridiculous with Yandere Dev. Yeah. Yandere Simulator, great potential. Just the developer had a lot of ego and lazy at the same time. Man-child. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I think when you're buying an early access game, there should be some expectation of, like, you know, flaws that will come with it. Hi, Amanda.
Not being active on social means people aren't really knowing about your game. So in a way...
Okay, sorry, maybe it was mentioned of when it's supposed to be finished. The way he's talking sounds like that. So I guess he's really just asking for the developer to communicate. That's his problem, isn't it? It wasn't complete on... I guess whatever update that he was expecting wasn't given when he was, you know, expecting it, I guess. They're waiting for trees to grow.
But man, I can't support devs that don't communicate and kind of mislead people. Anyhow, that's it from me. I'll be back.
Right. I know Oniki's typed something in the chat. I just want to give my take first, just in case I forget, because I don't have it all written down. But to be fair, on the developer's side of this situation, I think you also have to consider the amount of people that are, I guess, repeating the same point that this guy's making, or I guess other people who are saying, when is the game gonna be completed? How long are you taking? Why are you so slow? Why don't you work harder on your game? Why don't you get it done already so that we can all play what we paid for? Right, so when those points are being repeated over and over again to you, it's almost like if you ever had an experience working at a restaurant, it's almost like, you know, your boss telling you to wash the dishes and cook the food at the same time, right? obviously, you know, sink where the dishes are is not going to be close enough to the stove, and sometimes you just gotta, you know, take turns doing one thing and then move on to, you know, the other thing that is more urgent than what you're currently doing, and then back and forth. You gotta do that. So developing a game and making communications, I guess, to some people, communication could be easy, but for me, I'm the type of person to sit in front of the computer for a while and like think about what I want to say. And it's such a struggle for me to word how I feel or what I think into, you know, letters and words and I guess send it. What if that was harder than developing a game? Is what I think about sometimes. What if this person is better at developing a game than to actually communicate? Maybe this person could have been busy for that entirety of however long that this guy was talking about. I don't know. Maybe it's not fair to say that because the amount of time spent in between the updates were maybe not up to his standard. I don't know. I don't get it. But do you want him to work? Do you want the developer to work on the game, or do you want them to be talking to you all the time, like Yandere Dev? You know, Yandere Dev was like that. He communicated his position really, really well, and to a point where we didn't even have to know what he was going through. But yeah, he was too busy talking to people that he didn't want to complete the game, I guess. Oh, well, he wanted to, but he couldn't, right? Quote unquote. Right, anyways, yeah, Oniki was saying this guy is going full journalist. If he wants a response from the devs, he should just make an appeal. Props to the effort, but it's unlikely to get any kind of response. But then again, that's just my opinion. Yeah, the purpose of this video is to like let people know of this current situation that he is witnessing, right? And he's advising people to not buy it right now. Sorry. I think that was the message, to not buy it right now, but the title literally says you shouldn't buy it, so I don't know about the messaging, you know, especially for people who doesn't really digest the video content really well, you know, who just reads headline and then decide. You know, those type of people may shape an opinion very, very early if they read that. And Ori was saying, let's see. I think people need to get used to the fact that games used to not be developed so fast. It's a privilege. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, and Ori continues, there was a game my boyfriend wanted that was rushed because everyone wanted it and he hated it and other people were disappointed too. Like you guys asked for this, yeah. Yeah, I sometimes I don't know if, you know, people consider what they're asking for. Yeah. By the way, Mari, you're stinky smelly. Right, Amanda, ooh, goodness. Alright, hold on, Amanda. Right, so to play devil's advocate, the game devs also have their own stresses a lot of the time. In large game studios, the socials are handled by a separate team. Exactly, yes. People who can communicate very well. Yes. Yeah, that's another point that should be raised, you know. This is an indie developer, right? Because of how stressful the job can be. Also, game developing in general requires more time than people think because it's being sped up by large team working on different aspects. Yeah, and if it's just one person working in the game, especially, I think it's unrealistic for them to, like, for people who bought the game to expect like constant communication happening, especially when both hands are on, you know, mouse and keyboard trying to complete the game. And yeah, Monsoon says Shai doesn't have the patience to play a game but still plays it. You know, I play strategy games. You know, games that I can pause and just get back to quickly, like Oxygen Not Included. Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, that kind of game is something that I normally play because I know that I can just get back to it without having to worry about what was I in the middle of, you know? Like Monster Hunter when... you can't even pause Monster Hunter, can you? Like some action games where, yo, mid-battle against this boss and you're about to get smacked but you had to pause it because, I don't know, your parents are calling you downstairs. You get up, you go down, you get things done, come back up, and then you you press play. But yeah, you get flattened because you don't even remember where you were. But yeah, Amanda, that's fine, yeah. Very descriptive, I needed that. But anyways, that is this person's review on Among Trees. There you go.